it's important that we keep up with architects and architecture and how color is being used in different areas. It's, Luum is a global company. It's being specified around the world. And we have this really holistic approach to color, as you see from this wall. So we're really looking at everything, whether it's art or architecture, industrial design, painters, museums around the world. We always build a color board before we start a collection. And now we'll be able to use this wall as a way to say, where are our holes? What do we need to expand? What areas don't we have colors in? How can we build more to the assets that we already have in this holistic approach to color? So this area of the wall is really built on our cool neutral palettes. And what's exciting is we can now see everything all together as we move through the collection. So we're always keen to start in this area because it's such an important aspect for us, because it represents so many building materials that are in the marketplace, whether it's stone or concrete or aluminum or steel. All of these cool neutrals represent architecture for us. And that's a big inspiration. Gropius really did a lot of line drawings in the Bauhaus, and they're very isotropic patterns, and so we do a lot of explorations of that kind of line drawing to create textiles like this called Vector. So Navigate, which is one of our, I love this product, is one of our felt products that we embroidered, and this really came from a photograph of a skyscraper with the clouds fading in and out of the reflection. And so we created this technique within our embroidery manufacturer to emulate that feeling. So the warm and cool neutral area here is really one of those things that you can really see how color communicates with one another. And this is a fantastic area for people to pull different finishes, whether they're woods and metals and glass and all of these materials that have this reflection of whether it's a warm or cool colorway. So this is an in-between area, these kind of undertones that you see coming up that go either warm as we move in through the palette this way and cool as you move that way. And then we get into these amazing greens. Nature has been a huge influence on us. We look at aerial views of land structures of farm. I'm from the Midwest, so that's really, really important to me, to see how nature plays. That fantastic painting of Barack Obama in that garden of lush greenery was really, really an inspiration. So when we do our charrettes, we're looking at what's popular and what painters are doing. And we make sure that we have those assets within the whole collection, because it's really a holistic point of view when building this collection. And we're constantly looking, both on the earth and then up in the sky. The aurora borealis has always been a huge inspiration for us, or moon studies and things like that, and the way stars are in the sky. We're looking at how hot the sun is and where that red comes from. This area, to me, which represents, as the sky is shifting after sunset, you get all of these amazing ranges of blues, and there's that one point in the night when that color of cobalt blue is so strong, and it almost stands still in time. So we're really looking at how nature affects us and what colors we can make to emulate nature. It also honors water, and our oceans are all getting polluted. I watch the ocean change from a sea foamy, greeny cast into these cool blues, and then into some like dark blues. So now we're going from these lavenders into these deeper jewel tones, which are really, really important to capture very, very elegant, sophisticated, warm, deep, rich reds and burgundies and merlots. You can see them all here. We're adding a little bit of play where we're mixing colors with our multicolors. Really gives you a good idea of where those colors are coming into play. So the Sotsas typewriter, we're always trying to get that Olivetti Valentine color. So we've been hovering here for a while. It's really, you know, industrial design plays such an important role in what we're looking at as well. These middle values of oranges going into umbers, going into all of the earth tones. So earth comes in so many different colors. You know, it can be, if you're down south, you know, in that Georgia, the red clay area, and then in the Midwest, the soil gets really, really chocolatey brown, and so we've got a whole series of dark earth values that are really, really important, that we capture those appropriately. Louis Barragan, I went to Mexico, and you know, there's so much terracotta and so many of these values. Refraction, this fabric, actually came from different angled studies of some of his work and how he juxtaposes one color against another color in a building. So yellows being, you know, Luum's branding color is all about optimism, and so we want to make sure, you know, we have, you know, warm-based yellows and cool-based yellows in the collection. But it's really about building optimism into our palette and having this fresh, you know, chroma in the collection so you can bounce things off of that. And then we end with our warm neutrals, and we have this beautiful collection, you know, starting from very, very light, going down to the very, very dark hues of our warm neutral palettes. So on the fashion side, you know, we look at a lot of the activewear designers. Mia Gruenwald was one that she did this series of parkas, and so she used the grays and the yellows this past season, and that became something that we really wanted to play off of in terms of fashion design and stuff like that. Near and dear to my heart was time I spent in Marfa and Dan Flavin's work and how he creates these spaces that are lit up by light and different colors of light. So that's been an important part of our work too, making sure we're doing these really, really strong accent colors that can, you know, toss light into a space.